so many incidences that I think all forgiveness is lost at this point. And I'm not saying that's right or it's wrong. I'm just saying that's from my logistical standpoint.
It's been superstars caught 7 times, guys. Superstar, your big boys caught 7 times. They don't never say nothing about it, guys. I know the names, but I'm not a snitch. I know 3 or 4 guys. Ooh, especially your boy. Your boy, the dirtiest bastard ever lived. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Dirty bastards. I'm talking about dirty bastards. Yo, listen. They got popped 7, 8 times. They never say nothing, bro.
Wow. 7, 8 times your big boys, the big superstars. Shannon the Cannon is whistleblowing, well, kinda, right? He's half-ass whistleblowing, saying that there's been people that has been busted, caught, detected 7, 8 times for using PEDs, okay? And I know what this was about. This was about the Jarrell Miller case. It's kind of tiring, actually, because, you know, just to really hear Jarrell Miller get popped again. But Shannon the Cannon was coming with some more insight, saying that there are other fighters that have been caught many more times than Jarrell Miller. But because of who they are, it gets swept under the rug. Now, he ain't saying nothing because he's no snitch. But I think the point he was trying to make was that there are people in boxing that have an exception to the rule, that if they get caught, it's okay. Okay? And he's saying your boy. I don't know who he was referring to because it was this was on the Boxing Voice, you know, and they were linked up with a couple more feeds. And I don't know who he was referring to. You know, if I had to guess, you know, big boys in the sport, he said your big boys, that has to be talking about heavyweights. Okay? So if I'm Shannon the Cannon, you know, people could get caught 7, 8 times, okay? He has to be talking about the Klitschko's. Think about it. He ain't going to say any names because he knows what defamation of character means. He knows what that means. And I'm going to get to, you know, that's another video for that particular term pertaining to other fighters. But big fighters, that mean, that's heavyweights. That could mean across the board there have been people getting caught. Okay, now if you'd have said somebody smaller, like welterweight, you know what I mean, middleweight, right, or in that area, I would have thought Mayweather, you know, somebody big like Mayweather, superstar. But I'm like this, it's kind of hard to really believe that too, because who is the biggest superstar around right now? Right? Who is the biggest superstar around right now? Canelo. And even Canelo gets popped. He gets popped, right? And not only does he get popped, he then comes back and signs a huge deal with DAZN, right? Or was that before or after? I really don't know. You know, but nonetheless, he was huge before the DAZN deal, okay? And he was one of the biggest stars in boxing, and he gets popped. Now he does get a slap on the wrist. Does he get fined? No. Does he get suspended 6 months? Yeah, I guess if you call that a suspension. You know what I mean? But, you know, to me, that could have all been a ploy anyway. A plot. Because, you know, Triple G is getting older, and he's an aging fighter, and more time means more advantage to Team Canelo. You know, so, you know, what Shannon the Cannon is saying, I'm pretty sure he hears things like a lot of fighters in that industry hears things, like a lot of people in that industry hears things. I get that. But what doesn't help is you saying, oh, there's other people. I mean, that helps Jarrell Miller. Does that excuse Jarrell Miller, though? He's just another example of how people in the industry, in boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much, gets themselves involved in, okay? Doing drugs, playing dirty, right? It just shows that Jarrell Miller is another guy. I know he's saying other people, not saying no names, that type of thing. I get that. But at the end of the day, Jarrell Miller is that guy that we catch, you know. But what is sad is if there are people that are doing drugs that they're just so huge that they can't get popped or they get a pass, that's a problem. That's a huge problem in the sport. Okay? Huge problem in the sport. Now, we've been hearing a lot of things, you know, concerning, was it Nicholas Asbury, and he was trying to say that Joshua was doing drugs, was on PEDs. Well, maybe he was juicing, he was dirty, that's why he didn't say anything. Those type of things get you in court. Again, that term, defamation of character, that's true. Ask Floyd Mayweather when he did that to Manny Pacquiao. Then he had to change his tune. He had to change his tune. Okay? Because he was going to get sued. Matter of fact, he did get sued. See, there's certain things you can and cannot say. Shannon the Cannon knew what to say and what not to say. But he got his point across. He was trying to half-ass defend Jarrell Miller. Like, hey, Jarrell Miller got caught because Jarrell Miller is not an elite fighter. He was on his way to an elite opportunity, and he messed it up. He messed it up, right? But he was not that type of guy. He didn't have the clout to do exactly what Shannon the Cannon says that other fighters are able to do. He couldn't do because he wasn't in that circle of fighters that could get away with it. Okay? So that's what we're dealing with in this podcast. I'll leave the link below. Let you guys check it out. You guys tell me, who do you think Shannon the Cannon was talking about? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.